wanted to show you Georgina's window, because we did that in the week, and it just looks amazing. So look over there. We'll just wait a sec, Teresa, while the cars.
Don't you get run over at the beginning.
We wanted to hang it indoors so that people could actually physically see it, and also that it feels like more like an event. So I'm going to talk around the really quite and of course over.
Goodness, busy today in Dollar.
I know. Just as you want to cross the road, you can't. Okay, after this car. We've been showing Georgina, I think, for about 12 years, and she's been painting since 2004. She studied at Edinburgh School of Art, and then she did a training down in Bath. And ever since, she's kind of built up a really loyal following everybody, actually. She sells over, everywhere, basically. She's an award-winning artist. So, come on in. This is the window. Obviously, you can see it better on the website. Balancing act at the top. Underneath, that's the old oak tree. And we did a little scroll thing. You can see that saffron at the bottom. Georgina mostly paints Scottish animals at the moment because she lives in Aberdeenshire, so she gets the chance to see lots of brilliant wildlife. This one up the top is called Lady Luck, and then we've got one of my favourites here, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And we're going because it's quiet. We've managed to get 28 paintings, which is quite extreme. 27, isn't it? Because we didn't hang one, which is on the website. Because, obviously this is a small space, but at least we can actually show them. So we started with all the flower paintings on this grey wall, and I have to say, ever since Teresa and I painted this, we kind of go, we should all have a dark wall because these just absolutely pop out. At the top, we have Let It Be, lovely free brush strokes. And underneath we have Intermezzo. Now all the frames are interchangeable. I personally really like the colours of these with the white frames and the gold slip. I also like that thing of, we both, Teresa and I, like this kind of more casual placement. So, you could quite often or quite easily do this thing where you put it on a shelf and have, a couple of ornaments. She starts by taking lots of photographs and obviously collates those all together. Easier with animals than birds or bees, I would imagine, because they're not going to be still for very long, but she starts in that way, and then quite often puts some images on Photoshop so she can work out how the composition is going to look. And actually, if you want to see, I did a really nice interview with Georgina last week, and it shows her in her studio and talking and stuff, so if you want to have a look at that, she talks about the process, because actually sometimes you do want to get a placement so it's easier to see how you're going to do. You'll see that when we come around to the bird paintings. She also works on a rule of thirds, which is a photography or painting term for dividing two horizontals, two verticals, and then trying to put the important bits of content at those points of intersection, which you can see works in pretty much everything that Georgina does. So we're going to come up, this one was called, what was it called? Sweet Scent of Spring 3. Lovely. And I love the texture on the linen here as well. I'll talk more about the linen in a minute. Then we come up to, now I can't read my writing. I've got you, babe. I've got you, babe. These are so fresh. They would look great in the kitchen as well. She's got a very distinctive style, Georgina. And we like to have artists like Chris Bush, Murray McGregor, Gordon Wilson, where you look at the body of work and you know instantly that's a Georgina McMaster. So she created this very contemporary way of painting animals, birds, insects, with the white background, minimal kind of things going on in the background. So the focal point really is the flower or the bee. And we come down here to Aria, which is a sweet little one. And then over to Dahlia Delights. Now, a little bit of talk about linen. I love the fact that Georgina paints on linen, but we've got to remember that you have to be incredibly assured when you put that paint on. Now, oil paint you can obviously scrape on and off, but not when you're working on linen. So these strokes here are done, and she can only really do them once. She can mess around in here a little bit, but you know, she doesn't want to be going over anything like this here. So it needs to be a really assured bit of painting, which Georgina has. It's not really photorealism, it's more because you can see the brushstrokes, it's painterly. Now we come round here to Snug as a Bug, which I really like that little one actually. I think it's because I just think alliums are just lovely. Very sculptural pieces. That's a gorgeous bee on that one, isn't it? Look at the wings on that. And then we have 2 or 3 here that have already been sold. So some of you have hopped onto the website at 10 o'clock and purchased already. And these can be wrapped and packed. We're going to do click and collect service as well for anyone that wants to have something for, say, tomorrow. We're going to be in Dollar, and I can also, you know, be at home with paintings, just in case there's something that you kind of thought, oh, that would be perfect for Mother's Day. So these 2 little ones have sold. Little Sonic up here. Wonderful little hedgehog. One of the things that Georgina wants to paint is a Black Panther. We did have a discussion, and gorillas came into that conversation as well, so we were laughing about the fact that how easy would that be? Not really. And now we come to one of the kind of big statement pieces, Highland Lassie. One of the really beautiful things about the way Georgina paints, she wants you to feel this fur, she wants that nose to feel moist, and people talk about seeing the animal's soul, which she captures always really intensely in the animal's eye. Not so easy with a bee, but with a cow you can do that. And it's a real statement piece. Highland cows have been having a bit of a moment for the last, 8 or 9 years. And quite frankly, when someone approaches us and says, oh, I paint Highland cows, I kind of go, really? Because if you're going to buy a Highland cow, you want to buy one like this that's been painted by someone who can really paint. And I'm afraid there's a lot of people out there doing some scary paintings of Highland cows and all. Anyway, so it's just my opinion, but that's why I sell Georgina's work. So, yeah, wonderful piece there. Then we go down to On Guard, which is a falcon. And just that nice bit of sparse background, just a little bit of twig going on. And then we come across to the squadron leader. I'm going to get out of the reflection there. You can always take the glass out. You can have museum glass put in. You're always going to get a reflection from ordinary glass. And it's also difficult for us to film it, but you can get the general idea. And then we have the big wow piece, Up and Away. We've sold quite a few of Georgina's big pieces, and placed in a room, these can look amazing. And you can see actually she's getting a lot. She wants to sometimes paint in a freer way. You can see that the brush strokes are getting larger, a bit more sort of splashy, slightly more abstract actually. Interestingly, Georgina likes people like Gary Brander and Donald Provin, so artists that paint in a completely different way to her. So if you've got the right room for this, it would look incredible. Behind that, there's a lot of mess, so we're not going to show you that. But we are going to go up into this. We've got two little robins, and I know they're a bit wintry, but, you know, robins at any time, you know, we love them. Just love the blue in those as well. Just very fresh, and I really like the shape of these two. So we have Party of 5 and 6-pack. And what I was talking about earlier with the rule of thirds, Georgina would have actually placed these images on the computer and moved them around until she had exactly the right composition. Because they're not going to sit still waiting for you to take pics. Over the years, we've found that Georgina's been one of our most collectible artists. I think people are being thoughtful about what they're buying for their walls. And you should, because you think about it, it's in your home. So you really want something that you can look at and always enjoy. So we kind of say, look, buy what you like. If you can't afford it at this point, we can do payment plans. I try to teach myself not to buy in Zara and to buy more good fashion pieces or non-fashion pieces. The same with art. Don't buy lots of things. Buy something that is seriously good, that you absolutely love. And look at the face on this guy here, and that sort of frosting of snow. And he is called Snow-Kissed. And then down the bottom here we have a lovely stag, very simple. Again, quite sort of loose brush strokes. I really like the composition of this. Again, on the website they look so much better. If you wanted a darker frame, we could change that, or a brown frame. Quite often Georgina puts things in brown frames. And then lastly we have High Wire, which actually sold about half an hour ago. Very simple. You've got to love a ladybird. So I think that's it. And we're quite pleased that we managed to achieve this and cover all the mess. And yes, so if you have any questions for us, give us a bell or message us. Or if you want me just to kind of walk around with your own little video for you personally, I can do that. And yeah, when we can open again, please come back and come back into the gallery. But right now you can just stand outside and have a look. Stay safe, and hope you're going to get your vaccine soon. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.